What's going on, guys? Welcome back to another week of Dugout Talk.
Stealing home.
Oh my
Watch
goodness,
out.
a home steal
Hey, we
attempt
did
and
it.
a
We
wild
stole home.
pitch.
That doesn't happen
Hey,
too often, folks.
Mike.
But T-Mac McAllister.
What's going on, guys? Welcome back to another week of Dugout Talk. I'm one of your hosts, Tristan McAllister. Joining me is current minor leaguer for the Red Sox, Cooper Adams. He's another host. And then our other host is Gettysburg College hitting coach Jason Kramer. Gettysburg College. For you guys that are new, we were all Division I teammates at a small school in Maryland. And now we're trying to bring entertainment and knowledge about the game back to you guys. So, Cooper, Kramer, welcome.
Let's do it.
A lot of energy today. We need a lot of energy today.
Let's do
Okay.
it.
So we kind of put ourselves in this bottle when we record the podcast because we feel like we got to be a certain way, but when we're off camera and stuff, a lot of energy. So we're gonna try to bring that here. Today for our main topic, we're gonna cover the best players that we've ever played against. We've played against some really talented players, way better than myself. And then Coop is going to go into, for you guys that don't know, he just finished at the Arizona Fall League. He's going to kind of explain what that is and his experience out there. And then our trending topics, would you rather, and then the Bob versus the end, which we close up. So for our main topic, it's a good question. Someone asked me this the other day. I thought I'd bring it on here. Who do you guys think the best players are that you guys have ever played against? Oh, real quick, make sure you guys like, comment, and subscribe. Now, who is the best player you guys have ever played against?
Could you go
Could
first?
be.
Oh man. Well, to be honest, it's probably someone I literally just faced. I've faced some really solid hitters here. Colson Montgomery, number one prospect for the White Sox. Some other just absolute dudes, but I faced Matt McLain. He's shortstop for the Cincinnati Reds right now. He's a baller. I left an 0-2 curveball right down the middle, and he took me deep. So I would say probably him. He's gross.
McLean now, he has two other brothers, I want to say. I remember a while back, I think they've all played pro ball now, right?
One of them's on the same team as him. He's in the Dodgers organization. Yeah.
Oh, that's awesome. Okay. And then I think they have a little brother who I think they all were like West Coast kids and played like UCLA and Arizona State or something like that.
Mm-hmm.
Where I remember
Matt played at UCLA. I know that because my best friend Chase played him at LMU, and they said it was the bane of their existence. So yeah, no, he was pretty legit.
Yeah, first rounder, I want to say.
Yeah.
Who you got, Kramer?
I'm trying to think. I wouldn't say like I played against him. I played with him, but I was a few years older than he was, and like during like the COVID time, like I watched him like performing for like scouts and stuff like that. It was Benny Montgomery from my area. I think he's in AAA right now. I think he's in AAA. He's been injured a little bit, but he was like, I was like maybe 3 years older than he was, and I was watching him play, and I was like, my goodness, like the tools are off the charts, like just doing things that no high schooler should be able to do. So he was like super talented, and like he would translate it to the game, and like, you know, really talented player, and you know, just like 6'6", like can run, can throw, can hit. Like he had all five tools, and like just to see that, I mean, we're playing like it's during COVID, and we're just playing like a men's league, and you show up to the field, and he's taking BP in front of all these scouts, and it's just he's hitting bomb after bomb, and like you got these 30-year-old dudes rolling in, they got to play, they got to face him. Like, it was just the craziest thing. So, and then like he would just go out and ball out and do his thing, and then he got picked in the first round, and he's done pretty well. He's still young, and he's been injured, I think, a little bit, but he's definitely up there for like the most talented player that I've ever seen.
Yeah, he's hitting 283 right now, 2 home runs, 4 doubles, but that's only 48 plate appearances. Like you said, probably the injuries and stuff like that.
Right.
Looks like that's all he played in 24. And
I think in
then
23 he had a good year, if I remember correctly.
yeah, he had a really good year. Hit
Yeah.
333. Hit 333. Oh, that's in the fall. And then in high A, he hit 251, 10 home runs, 18 doubles, 2 triples. Obviously 20 years old at the time, so
Yeah. Right.
still really good.
That's crazy.
I thought that you might say Quinn McDaniel. Obviously, Benny Montgomery's really talented and stuff like that.
Yeah.
I thought Quinn's probably up there, right? 5th-round draft pick. You played summer ball with him.
Yep. Yeah, he's
And-
really talented. Like he's just like super uber athletic. Like he can
Uber.
just do anything really on the baseball field and it just looked easy. He just played the game, looked really easy.
Beautiful
Yeah.
swing too. That brother has a beautiful swing.
Beautiful
Yeah.
swing. For you guys, I wish, if you guys haven't, I might throw in a clip of his swing, but if not, look it up, Quinn McDaniel swing. It's this high leg kick, like the bat's like kind of vertical and just goes.
Tristan for a week wanted to emulate him
Yes, I did.
back at school. So.
And like I always feel like even if you can, like the way those guys move, I feel like sometimes it's even good just to imitate the way they swing because they're like free movers, like kind of teaching like the freedom in the swing and the athleticism. Because at the end of the day, like if you could just be an athlete and hit, like you're gonna be way better off down the road. Just athleticism at the end of the day.
Yeah, I think a
Mhm.
lot of guys, like a lot of hitting coaches, try to get everyone to do like a certain type of thing, and especially with him or like there's other guys that I can think of. Like you just gotta let him go. Like
Mhm.
his body's telling him he wants to swing like that. You let him swing like that because he's had success with it. And like too many times, guys are like, no, you can't leg kick. You're not gonna be on time, or you're not gonna do
Yep.
this. You're not gonna do that. Like no, he's there for a reason. He hit really well for a reason. There's other guys that have like different swings like that, and I think that too many people take away their athleticism when like you're coaching. So if you have a guy like that who's just uber athletic, just let him go, let him hit, because trust me, it'll be worth it in the end, and they'll thank you later for it as well.
Yeah, I think that what I hate the most is, and some people get this, some people don't. I feel like is when you see somebody doing something and maybe they're just not hitting good that week, or they had a bad week or a bad game or something like that, and someone's always trying to change something. Like if it's not broke, don't fix it kind of thing. But it's also like you're gonna struggle and you're gonna go through things. Like just let them play the way they're going to. That's why I hate the cookie cutting stuff, because you have grown up hitting a certain way. Like look at Freddie Freeman. Like you look, and like Ohtani, like two lefties, bigger bodies, like different things. Like Ohtani's kind of away from his body, Freddie Freeman kind of closer up, What if someone told Ohtani, bring your hands closer like Freddie Freeman, or someone told Freddie Freeman, take your hands away from your body, Like, I think Hunter Pence is a great example of, like, it doesn't look the best, but, like, played years of big league baseball and was a good hitter, and so that's why I
Yeah.
just don't like the...
Did you hear
His-
the
Go ahead,
Pete
sorry.
Rose thing, where
Mm.
he said he never changed the swing because the swing is what got him here. He changed,
Oh yeah,
going up in the
Yeah.
box, back in the box, close
Mhm.
to the plate, away from the plate, choking the hands up, hands down. Like that's kind of what it is. Like if your
Oh, yeah.
swing's doing what it needs to do, there's certain guys that obviously mechanical things can come into play, but most of the time when a guy's having success and is just like struggling a little bit, it's usually not mechanical.
Yep. Absolutely.
yeah. I think people just change too quickly. Like they just do, and I get it. It's fine. Like you want to act like you want to help people, and I get that. But I mean, if it's only like a week or like 10 days or whatever, like yeah, try something. Most likely it's like a timing issue or a pitch selection issue or just not seeing the ball well. Like Coop said, there's just different ways that you can change that, whether it's, moving up in the box, like you said, or like getting closer to the plate or whatever the case may be. It can be simple and it can get you out of a rut pretty fast. So I would say don't really go to mechanics first. Go to like approach and pitch selection before you go to mechanics.
And I remember Christian Yelich talking about this when him and I want to say it was Harper MVP, or him and Bellinger actually, MVP race. I don't know exactly when this was, probably around 2020, 2021, but they did an interview with Yelich at Brewer Stadium, and they were talking about, are you changing your swing? And I think they had played two different videos. A couple weeks earlier, he was one way, and then a couple weeks later, he was another way. he said you're always going to tinker your swing. Like sometimes the hands like feeling just a little bit more up. You don't really see it when they're playing, but just a little bit more up makes you feel right that day. And then a couple weeks later, like the hands might not feel right, so you may bring them down a little bit, or you shorten up your stance a little bit, or something like that. But the foundation is still the same swing. It's just tinkering a little thing so you feel right. And then I want to say it was Alex Bregman when he had first got called up. He had terrible stretch, and then he was just doing the same thing, and then they talk about, oh, it's your hands a little bit. So he tries it, and he's good to go. But that was not the first thing they went to, was looking at the hands. They let him ride for a little bit. He had 20, 25 ABs or something like that. So, good topic. I didn't cover who I thought the best player I was that I ever played against or with. Obviously, we went down and we played against Wake Forest the year they went to Omaha.
Mm-hmm.
And they were ranked number 1 in the country at the time. It was kind of them and LSU battling out. And so there's a lot of great people to pick off that. You've got Brock Wilken and Rhett Lauder, and we faced Sean Sullivan and Josh Hartle and stuff like that. So a lot of good names to kind of pick from there. I will say that I thought the best player that really I was just like, this kid's another super athletic kid, could kind of do it all, 5-tool kind of player, was Colton Ledbetter out of Mississippi State, but at the time he was transferring from Samford to Mississippi State. So Kramer and I got to play against him. Cooper was supposed to, but took the summer just to recover his arm. But we played
against him in
did you?
In high, yeah, because he was with Bowling Green Hot Rod, so I played against him all year.
Okay, sweet, yeah. So when Kramer and I were up in the NECBL, we got to see him. Obviously, Coop got to see him in pro ball, but super athletic kid, like can do it all. I don't know. Well, obviously you said he's in high, so I don't know what else he's doing now, but pretty good or what?
He had a great year.
Did he? Okay,
yeah,
nice.
He had a great year.
Yeah.
I think there was somebody just above him, so they didn't end up calling him up. But I think he'll start in AA next year and do really well. He was always kind of a thorn in the side for us.
Nice, good. Obviously he was really talented. Dark horse kind of guy that I actually played with in the outfield when I was in Mystic, Connecticut was Tucker Flint. He was extremely good. Had a great year coming out of Chipola. He was actually supposed to come to UNCG, which is obviously where I'm coaching at now, until he got drafted in the 12th round that summer when we were playing together in Mystic. And he made it up to AAA this year, 23, so still pretty young. And he hit around 250 this year with 17 home runs and 23 doubles between AA and AAA this year. So kind of dark horse guy, already up to AAA. And he's kind of just cruised since he walked in. Like obviously you have your ups and downs and stuff like that, but really good to see him doing well. So exciting stuff there. And then so obviously Coop, you're talking about playing against these guys in Pro Bowl and stuff. Can you kind of walk us through? Obviously, you just got done playing the Arizona Fall League. Can you talk to the, people watching, just tell them what the Arizona Fall League is and your experience out there and stuff?
Yeah. It's kind of a crazy experience, something that I, watched when I was in college. A lot of the times it's just a lot of teams sending their either prospects that they want to see hitting wise for them to get some more reps or just like work on a couple things and just get some more swings. And then, sending pitchers there to get more work, either if they're injured or they need to work on some stuff or they want to see more out of them, stuff like that. They end up coming out here. And for me, it's been kind of a crazy experience. Obviously, I had, I think, 79 innings to end the year in high A. So coming here, obviously, I think I had an extra 11 added on. So that was good. For me, it was just, getting comfortable with my stuff again. So send me out here. And dude, it's been a crazy experience. You're seeing a lot of big names. Like obviously, Jack Caglione was here. Guys on my team, Trey Morgan, Xavier Isaac, guys that, kind of are sneaky, like Denzel Clark. He's going to be an unbelievable big leaguer. Like he might be the most athletic kid I've ever seen. Nick Kurtz is on our team. Obviously got paid the big bucks. in last July in the draft. Just a ton of really, really good guys. There's another guy, Caleb Durbin, who I didn't get a chance to play against, but he's in the Yankees organization. We could see him being an actual probably a contender to be the second baseman for the Yankees next year. Like he's really serious, really, really good. Ethan Salas, another one. So you see a bunch of really crazy uber talented guys. Obviously, facing Colson Montgomery, he was the number one ranked prospect for the White Sox. You have big leaguers coming in like Matt McLain, and I think it was, can't remember his name, but Encarnacio Strand, another one. He's a big leaguer for the Reds. Faced him the other day. Actually, K'd him, which I was happy about.
Oh boy.
But no, just it's a cool experience to basically see where you're at talent wise against some of these guys. Like a lot of these guys, I think they say 70% of the guys that go to the Arizona Fall League end up becoming big leaguers.
Let's go, baby.
Yeah, it's pretty cool. It's pretty
Oh my
cool.
goodness.
But no, it's something that you are happy to have. Like I'm really happy I was able to come out here, get the work in with my stuff so I can get myself better for next spring training, but also just to face the level of talent that I go, okay, this is the level of talent that I will be facing in the future, because I want to be a big leaguer. Like get to the big leagues, like you obviously have to do and play some of the best. So being able to actually come out here, Arizona, play some of the best, play some good ball, it's a lot of fun.
Absolutely. Who was the guy? Obviously, Matt was out there in the Arizona Fall League, you said, right?
Yeah, he's rehabbing right now. So
Oh, gotcha.
you
Okay.
just have a couple guys that will come in and out. Like I know Andrew Painter, for example. He's the number one prospect for the Phillies, pitching
Mhm.
prospect. He is coming off of Tommy John. He came back through, I think, about 3 or 4 starts here. We actually faced him. I didn't get to watch him. Electric fastball, that type of stuff. But yeah, just different guys coming to rehab and stuff like that. But yeah, it's a lot of fun.
And what is it? 7? It's 7 minor leaguers from each organization get invited out there, and 6 teams.
Yes. So you got 7 to each team. Sometimes it's just kind of like you never know how the team's going to be. Like I know for us, we obviously had some injury stuff. Some organizations saw enough from the guys that they sent and kind of were just like, all right, we're going to send you guys home and bring some other guys in. Like the A's did that. We started with Daniel Susac and Henry Bolte, both just really good players, and both of them ended up going home a little early. I think Susac had some oblique stuff, and Bolte, they just kind of saw enough. They were he balled out. So end up sending Kurtz and another guy, I just call him Swifty, Nick Swift. So just a cool experience to have so many different teams and players from different teams come together, and you're, on the same team for a month and a half. So you get to kind of see how things are run in different orgs and talk to different people and create new friendships within the world of baseball, which is always cool.
Absolutely. I don't think people understand the grind that kind of goes into it also, just the lift and what you go pitch, and once you're done pitching, you go lift and then recover, and you have the meeting with your pitching coach the next day and kind of going through all the analytic part of it and what you felt and what you didn't feel, then their opinion, and just then the recovery day and then the bullpen, and it's always this constant wheel, and which is why staying even kill is super important, because it's just on to the next thing. Well, a good day, bad day. We actually had a guy who played 8 years of pro ball come out yesterday. He was roommates at East Carolina with our pitching coach, and now he's a scout for the Giants out of Texas. And he was talking yesterday. Somebody asked about, how do you feel about good outing, bad outing, and stuff like that. And he said, you're never as good as your last outing, and you're never as bad as your last outing. He's like, so you pitch really well, so what next? You could do better. And it's bad, so what? It's a bad day, you're better than that. So just keep moving on, stuff like that. But he had a great career, 5'10" guy, and that's what Coach Manis and I were talking about today. Our pitching coach here is he obviously he made it to the big leagues and pitched for a few years in the big leagues. Both like, I don't know, 5'10", 5'11" guys who, played pro ball for a long time. It just gives you that hope, like, you can do it. You've seen these guys do it, obviously. Like, they can do it. Different journeys, like you graduate, you go down to Tread, you sign there. Like, it's not over. Just keep working hard and getting after it. So a little inspiration there. So
For sure.
um,
No, and it's interesting too because, especially coming here, I felt really good after the season ends, and you come here and, for me, I struggled a little bit at times, just because I'm working on a new pitch, trying to like fit that in with my arsenal now, and then obviously continuing to use my arsenal right. So like there was a little bit of an adjustment period, and it's kind of one of those things where you look at it yourself and go, okay, like confidence wise, I have to stay the same. Like I have to just stay the same and trust that like I'm a solid pitcher. I'm doing what I need to do. There's just some adjustments that I need to make that will bring me up to that next level, whether that be with the new pitch that I'm throwing or mindset on the mound or how I'm using my pitches. Like instead of throwing a sweeper 0-0 to get ahead, like throwing a cutter, fastball, changeup, like the pitches that I know I can throw in the zone, and not get, crushed. So, which happens sometimes. Like I probably gave up the farthest home run I've ever given up before to Colson Montgomery, threw a cutter down the middle on a 1-0 count. So like stuff happens, but you just kind of have to learn from it and, continue to build.
absolutely. Kramer, you got anything to add on that?
No, I'm good. I'm all good.
I'm just soaking it in, babe. Love it. That's why those guys are gonna be ready up there this year. Just Kramer soaks it in, beats it back out later on. So those guys expect the Bullets to lead the conference in hitting this year.
We'll
Uh,
see, man. We'll see. Got a lot of work to do, but we're in the off season, so I can't do much. It's all on them
Sit back.
and they're sit back and relax.
Sit back, relax. Kramer got
See
a
what
job
happens.
at FedEx, so he wakes up super early in the morning. So for another reason why you guys need to subscribe is Kramer is waking up at what time? 2:30?
well, today was like 3:15.
My bad, dude.
Yeah.
So he wakes up early. He
Oof.
goes and packages his packages that you guys are, buying these items and stuff like that. And he comes here and he does this podcast for you guys. So
Funny,
that's why
funny thing today. I for some reason I looked at this box today and it said Mike Gundy, like Oklahoma State like head coach, and it was like his address like in Oklahoma, and I was like, is this really Mike Gundy from like Oklahoma State football? I thought that was like the craziest thing. I picked it up. I just like looked at it. It was like the only one I looked at. I thought that was like really like if that's actually his package. Like that's pretty cool. I'm not gonna lie. So yeah, that was like the highlight of my day. I kept thinking like, is that really him? Like, is this really his? But it was like an
You could've
Oklahoma
stole it.
address. No,
Yeah.
that would have been a bad idea.
You should have taken you should have taken the package and then told him that you found it on the side of the road and sent him a picture.
Yeah, and then
And be like-
he'll send you tickets to the game, and then you're
Exactly.
you're going to Oklahoma State versus Oklahoma,
Yeah.
and you're going crazy.
Yeah, that was like the only one I looked at, and it said Mike Gundy on it. I was like, that's crazy. So
That was
She
pretty
gave it
funny.
just a little peek. She just gave it a little peek in there. That's what it was.
no, I don't want to mix with all
Um,
that.
Hopefully, nothing unexpected. Maybe it was NIL money coming across to him or something like that, which is lead into trending topics, baby. So I just fed that right in there together,
Yeah, you
which
did.
is awesome. So trending topic this week, obviously, games change a lot, stuff like that. We're old, so we're kind of out of it. We lived it a little bit, but not what it's like now. So how do we feel about the NIL game now with people getting tons of money? What do you guys think about that? And I obviously I coached last year. Kramer played at the Mount, and then obviously Coop going there. But we actually had to get transfer out of there and get 6 figures to a SEC school. Obviously, I don't want to say his name. If you guys do your research, you can find it. But I don't want to talk too much about that. And you could find it, whatever. But was promised 6 figures to transfer to an SEC school, which I would do too. So how do you guys feel about it?
I think everyone would.
Yeah, I think I mean, you are what you worth. Like he was worth a lot of money, and they saw value in him, and they raised a lot of money to have like this fund available to get guys in there and try to win a championship this year. I like it to a certain extent, right? Like I think it's good for college athletes to get paid, and us three can probably attest that a lot of the time you're broke in college and you're just trying to get by. So that helps out a lot. But I would say that I think from like a culture aspect of it, I think it's not like the best because you're just trying to like, especially these high end SEC schools, they're just trying to like buy a championship at this point, right? Like they're just trying to get all these portal guys and give them this much money, that much money, allocate however their fund is, and try to split up as many possibles to get as much talent on the field as possible. And that can probably rub some people the wrong way. Like, maybe he got more than I did and I'm starting every day, or I deserve more or something like that. So it can cause some problems like team culture wise. I actually did see a story of a basketball player who went into the office of his head coach and demanded for more money. And then the coach said, no, like, what are you talking about? And then just hit the portal. So like stuff like that, like can be kind of detrimental to your team culture, and you can kind of get caught up in it like selfishly and stuff like that too. So I think it's good and bad in a way. So that's kind of my take on it so far.
Yeah, I think very similar to Kramer. I mean, there's pros and cons to it. I think one of the biggest things that people don't really think about is due to the NIL stuff, obviously a lot of people are, and the transfer portal rules, a lot of people are able to hop in the transfer portal and just go, all right, I'm going to hop in the transfer portal and go to LSU, Mississippi State, Ole Miss, like, and get paid a ton and just not really have loyalty to what, you were building maybe with your old college that you were at. And there is that sense for a lot of mid-majors, they're kind of now becoming like a funnel almost. Like you have the guys that, okay, they're really good mid-major players and they're just absolutely dominating. Well, at least I know for us at the Mount, it's like there wasn't a ton of NIL money to go around. So it's like, all right, you're at the Mount, you're playing, you absolutely dominate. It's hard to stop a kid from going, okay, I don't know if I'm going to get drafted one day, or I don't know where my career is going to lead me. So I'm going to take the part now to get in the transfer portal and try and make some money and go to a place that maybe builds my career more. Even if you go there, you might not play, all that type of stuff, but at least like you're getting a solid paycheck. So it's definitely makes it hard, at least with the mid-majors. Like what I've seen, what I feel like the college game is going towards is the like Power 5 schools are just going to be really old, like guys that have played college ball, played at different places, and like built their way up. And what I see is a lot of the mid-majors going to be getting a lot of the high school guys, like JUCO and mid-majors getting a lot of the high school guys, trying to basically build them up and see what they can do, within that 1 year, that 2 year period, and then kind of have to basically, say bye to them. And maybe that's part of their like good part for their recruiting now is like, hey, listen, like we can get you ready to go, either get drafted or go to a Power 5 school if you come here. Which is interesting, but it is hard because as a mid-major school, like you still want to win, you still want to, compete against these really good teams, and it's kind of hard to do that now with the NIL.
Yeah, I mean, will we ever see like a Coastal Carolina in the Fun Belt win a national championship again?
Maybe.
Like,
you never
who
know.
knows
I don't know. I mean, it's tough. Like
Oral Roberts comes close. Was it 2 years ago now?
2 years ago, yeah.
2 years ago, they come close. Like in baseball, there's always going to be a chance, but now obviously that chance is a lot less limited. And I mean, listen, of course not. You can't blame anybody for taking more money, especially like I remember Kramer and I making fake emails to re-sign up for the McDonald's app so we could get deals to get McDonald's at night because we save money. So I don't blame kids, obviously, at all for taking the NIL money. I would have done it. Anybody else would have done it. Coaches are going to do it. If they get a more bigger paying job at a better school, chances are they're going to take it. So at the end of the day, there's no blame in it. It does kind of stink, though, that you guys are talking about, like, these guys who play really well at these mid-majors. The only thing that kind of would keep you there is, your teammates and your friends and, loving it and stuff like that. But even sometimes as much as I love it, like, look, I love you guys. And I had a great time playing with you. But if someone says, hey, $60,000 next year to go play, like, obviously, school paid for, you're going to put gas in your car, get food. So it's weird. What were you say?
No, to your point though, Tristan, like this is obviously a completely different sport than baseball, but there was the whole big thing that came out about the Colorado State wide receiver and QB and how they basically said no to almost $500,000 to go somewhere else. Or it was something up there that was crazy. They said no to that to stay at Colorado and try and win. And I just saw everybody on Instagram going, "Are you stupid?" Like, because it is hard because you might never see that money again. Like 200 grand at one point, like it's going to be hard to kind of beat that. So it's hard to say no to that type of money for sure.
Yeah, I mean, and the thing of the real big schools is there are wealthy people at these Power 5 schools, whether they graduated. There are millionaire, billionaires around these schools, and they go to the game. This is what they live for, to go watch these games at these colleges and stuff like that. And they're going to donate the money, to a fund or whatever and get the money out to these players. I mean, and they want to enjoy them winning a national championship. Obviously, as a coach, you have to, like, who wouldn't do it? Like, if you have the chance to give money away to get a better player, you're going to do that too. So it's almost like there's greedy, and it's good too. But I think at some point you might have to reel it back in a little bit because, you don't. I know some guys who have, I think they were saying that the NIL or whatever was never supposed to be what it is now. Like, you were only supposed to, I don't know, something like you were only supposed, you couldn't like use it to get sponsorships or something like that, but there's a way to get around the rules, which is what everybody does, obviously. Everybody wants to win. So get around the rules. So at some point, I think it's going to have to be reeled back in just because, like, everybody's kind of found their way around the rules and it's turned into this big thing. I mean, got millions of dollars. Some of these athletes are making millions of dollars, which is like Johnny Football, when he's playing at Texas A&M, like, he should be making money. People are wearing his jersey, like, to the games. Every game he's selling out. Like, chances are SEC football stadium's going to be sold out anyways. But at the end of the day, people are there to watch Johnny Manziel quarterback. So it's like, he should have made something, which obviously, if you guys have seen the documentary, he was making money. But he
got compensated as well. After.
Yeah, and he had to go around it. Like, you shouldn't have to go around that if people are showing up. You're playing on CBS and all these, the school's making money off of it. So he should be paid.
I mean, even March Madness too. March Madness, like, billions of dollars to the NCAA, and the players not getting a single thing. So it's tough. I think the NIL stuff will always be an interesting topic to discuss.
Yeah, I always think about the Power 4 schools that don't have as much resources as others do. Like, so you think about like the top SECs, but then like you go to other conferences, like, some of these schools don't have as much money as the others. Like, now they're affected greatly, or they have to go after a lower caliber of player, or like however they have to do it. Like, they got to find ways around it and recruit differently, and they have to compete against, the top dogs in their conference, and they have no chance because, whatever school has $1 million more than they do, and they can't do anything about it. Like, that's just the way it is. So you have to think about that as well. Like, those schools that, not are like baseball schools or football schools or whatever sport it is, like, they're going to struggle because they don't have the resources to be able to build a winning team. So, like, what happens then? What do you have to really do at that point to get back up to that level? Because the level is just going to keep elevating as time goes on for the rest of time about money and trying to get these players paid so they can ultimately win and get publicity for the university. So
Yeah.
Yeah.
So then going into another just topic to kind of cover is what team are you guys kind of looking most forward to watching this year in college baseball?
the Gettysburg College Bullets. That's who I'm looking forward to.
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah.
that's easy. I mean, for
Let's
me, that's
go.
easy. For you,
You
it should
guys
be the
got an
same thing.
ESPN deal
Tristan.
yet?
No. Tristan, it should be but the same thing should be for you though too, right? Like,
Yeah, I want to watch the Bullets, baby.
no. I'm saying for the Spartans there, man,
Yeah.
Greensboro.
I'm excited to see how the Spartans roll this year, man. I'm excited. The guys.
But
think we gotta
yeah, I mean, there shouldn't be any other answer. I mean,
No.
we're an employee of the school. We're part of yeah. But like,
I mean-
like other than the team that I'm coaching, yeah. I'm trying to think. I mean, you guys can go first because let me.
I'll
this.
give my unbiased opinion since I'm
Yeah.
not a coach at a university right now. For me, obviously, want to see how the boys at the Mount do. We still got some friends there. I want to see how. Shout out Jake Andrews. I want to see how Jake does coming off of
The
Tommy
boy,
John.
the kid.
So I'm excited to see that. But no, just like really, in all honesty, I'm excited to see a lot of the differences within like the SEC. Also, like ACC, Big Ten, like a lot of those teams being added in. Obviously excited to see the usual guys like, LSU and all that. But for real, it's going to be great to see like Texas playing SEC competition for baseball.
Oh, yes.
I think that's going to be a very, very fun time and really good for the sport. So
Yeah. Great. I think this is kind of leading into you, Cooper. I really want to see the two teams. I want to see Texas, and I want to see Texas A&M, and then I want to see that matchup. I think
Whoa.
I just want to see. I just want to see it like so
Yeah.
bad. If they could play opening weekend against each other, like, and there was a way for me to be there, like, I would want to be at that game because I just want to feel the intensity. And like when those teams would play midweeks against each other and stuff,
it's
those
crazy.
places are packed out. Like the students are going crazy and stuff. And then obviously the rivalry for you guys that don't know.
and
Obviously
that's a
Texas-
midweek starter too. That's
Oh, yeah,
that's a
yeah.
two midweek starters going. Now it's going to be like your Friday, Saturday, Sunday guy. Like that's going to be
Yep.
a big deal. That's going to be
And-
fun to watch.
I think Jason Kelly's done a great job. I think Michael Early did a great job, who he hired there. I think everybody coming in, and then obviously keeping the players there. That's part of the reason why they hired Michael Early is to keep some of those players there who did a great job last year. And then,
One, you got to think about it too. The Texas A&M coach left to go to Texas, so there's
yeah,
going to be a lot of that kind of hostility, especially if they go to College Station. Like,
oh yeah,
it's gonna be crazy
oh my
to watch.
gosh, yeah. Oh, dude, the signs they'll actually probably take that away. But if there were signs and stuff like that allowed, there would probably be some heinous stuff in there. Some heinous stuff.
Yeah, college football game day where they have all the signs. Yeah.
Oh, absolutely.
They should do that for college baseball. They should do
That'd
be
that.
sick.
College game
That
day,
would
like
be
they
sick.
pick one SEC or AC, like whatever the case, and they stay there for the full weekend. Maybe
Absolutely.
they go there like on Thursday or like a Friday morning or whatever before the game, and then they go Friday night. Like that would be awesome.
Yeah.
That
Well,
is
and then-
something that they should do.
Speaking of the NIL and the Texas A&M coach leaving for Texas and stuff like that, like think about this is why you cannot blame a kid. They are literally playing for a national championship. This coach already knows that he's taking the Texas job. Like, how can you blame kids for leaving when coaches are going to do it anyways? Like, and you can't like blame anybody, right? Everybody's looking out for their best interests, for their family and stuff like that. It's a job at the end of the day. You're trying to, feed your family and stuff like that, which the millions of dollars, 2 billion, 1.6, like that didn't really change. You still have a lot of money. But it's like everybody's looking out for their best interests. Like everybody's in it for, to become better at something. So you can't blame kids for leaving when something like that obviously happens. But I am really upset because I was rooting for Texas A&M to win the national championship just because I think his name's Hayden Scott. Have you guys seen him on Twitter? He came from what private or Ivy League school did he come from?
That was at UPenn.
That's what I was thinking.
I mean,
Was
it was
Penn?
UPenn.
I think it was UPenn.
I think it was Penn.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I love his Twitter account. If you guys haven't seen it, go see it. He would be a great guest to have on here one day. So when we get a little
Mhm.
bigger, we'll bring him on. He's hilarious.
I'm
So,
excited about the crazy Big Ten matchups like Minnesota and UCLA going at it for like
Oh,
a
yeah, that'd be
weekend series.
crazy.
Just crazy stuff like that. That's what I'm excited
Crazy.
for.
Maryland versus Oregon. Oh,
Yeah.
yeah.
Oh my gosh,
Like,
yeah.
like those.
Yeah.
Obviously, like talking to Elijah. Obviously, they know, but I grew up with the center fielder at Maryland. Elijah, his girlfriend plays volleyball at Maryland, but she's talking about how before season had started that their first like conference weekend or something like that was like out to Oregon and Washington, and it's like, and you play those two teams to start out, which you didn't have that. Now talk about student athlete. Like, is the trip cool? Yeah, it's cool. Do you care about student athletes? I don't know. People would say it, but again, it's money. So all school is money. Get your degree,
Mhm.
make money, you go in debt, play college, fans pay for tickets. It's all money. It's all money. So now, do you care about student athletes? I don't know. They'd say they do. But now these teams are literally flying out to the West Coast a couple times a year. And in baseball, it's a lot different. You got your midweeks. Sometimes these Power Fives play 2 midweeks. They go Tuesday, Wednesdays. You're traveling Thursday. You play Friday, Saturday, Sunday. And you repeat that cycle so much. Like, then you got to get your lifts in, your recovery, like your homework done, go to class. Like,
No.
it's a lot. It's a lot.
for sure.
Which is why, again, probably these guys should be paid, right?
Yeah, no,
These
for sure.
These players should be paid. So I am interested to see. I do think one of those West Coast teams come into the Big Ten and play real well, but I am curious to see how the ACC plays out. Obviously, your Wake Forest and your UNC and your Virginia are obviously up there, but I'm just kind of
curious to
curious
see how the ACC gets better in the next couple of years too.
Exactly.
Like what type of teams they add in.
Yeah, and I don't know if nobody has the money like the SEC does. So it's like,
No.
at some point, does the ACC kind of water down these other Power 4 conferences, water down because the guys are just going to the SEC, or do they find a way, But I know, guys that I play with who have been majors that are making $20,000 a year. So it's like, maybe you can keep your best players by, getting some type of money. I mean, $20,000.
This is a topic for probably another day, but I know at least within football, and even other sports can do this. But like, I wonder if it will get to a point where the biggest universities all kind of come into one conference. It'll be interesting to see. I don't know if that will happen, but that'll be kind of an interesting topic for another day. See if that happens. But yeah, see.
Okay, 2 would you rathers. Would you rather it rain jelly beans?
Okay.
Or would you rather rain Reese's?
So we're both getting diabetes either way.
If you choose to eat it.
First of all, where did you get this?
That's a very good question. You probably Googled "Would you rather's" and this was like the first that popped up. Is it? So my thing is what kind of jelly beans? Because if we're getting vomit jelly beans, I don't want them. I'm taking Reese's.
Wait.
Good point. Because they have those, like
because they got different flavored jelly beans. Because is it like one of those things where it's just all the jelly beans ever? So you could get lucky and like have one plop in your hand, and it's like blue raspberry, and it's fantastic. But you could also have one plop in your hand, it's earwax, and you throw up everywhere. So
I forgot
Reese's
about
is a little more consistent.
Reese's is more consistent. Is jelly beans and Reese's uncomparable? Should they be different ones? Like,
I think they're comparable. I mean, you could do like Skittles and Mike and Ike's.
What is he doing? Oh, his phone's about to die.
Yeah, I didn't learn my lesson from last week.
Oh, yeah. Skittles and Mike would be a good one, though. That would be a good one. That's
Skittles and Mike and Ike's are fantastic.
Yeah.
It is.
I'm
Those are
probably going
comparable.
Mike and Ike's because Skittles cause cancer.
I'm going
Don't
Mike and Ike's
don't.
too.
I mean,
Yeah,
everything causes cancer.
Okay, yeah, but
Literally
Skittles
everything.
has been banned because of that. I don't know if it's fully facts.
He's been watching too many Instagram reels.
Yeah, maybe that's what it is.
You're
All
getting
right,
on
what's the
those food
second one? I need
sensitive.
to hear this. What's the second one? Now that
I'm going
we've discussed that one.
I'm going Mike and Ike's. I actually
Good,
just came up
good.
with that because I want a little bit more interesting one because we had been talking so much about the NILs and the SEC and baseball and kind of stuff. So I kind of want a funny one, but not funny, just interesting. But
I think that was interesting.
okay.
Yeah, I think that worked.
When
I like Scoops better, but
no, perfect. Which I'm happy. That's why obviously there's more than one host
We're just
because
bouncing ideas off of each other. It's beautiful.
Yeah, okay.
perfect. Darn it. When I came out, I'm like, that sucked. But I'm not at. Who wants to edit? I don't like to edit, so we'll keep it in there. The other would you rather, which I guess kind of blends in with the other topics, is would you rather have school completely paid for full ride and make $25,000 of NIL, but you're on the bench and you're kind of here and there kind of guy, don't know when you're going to play, could be a month away, a couple weeks, whatever, at an SEC school, Power 4, whatever, or would you rather be the guy at, a smaller school and play every day? Now think about it. So you're getting school paid for at the Power 4 level and stuff like that, right? But at the smaller school, obviously there's not really full rides and stuff, so you're probably not really getting full rides. So you're getting some school debt after and stuff like that, but you play every day.
I'm playing.
Yeah, that's
You
tough.
get one career. You get one career, and that's it. You
One
might as well
life,
play.
baby.
At least
One
play.
life. Can't take it
No.
to the grave, can you?
No, I mean, stop.
No. I mean, I feel like it's like, say if I was a freshman and I was at the Power 5 and like you're getting 25K and all that type of stuff, and it's like, okay, you have a chance to develop, get to your junior year, sophomore, junior year, and like play, right?
Mhm.
But if like you're a sophomore or junior, you're going in there and you probably have no shot to play. You have maybe a shot to play your junior and senior year, maybe. Then no, I choose playing all day long.
Yeah, I would. It's surely tempting, right? But it's like, I mean, you're going to college, you'll play college baseball anyways. Like, you might as well play. I was telling guys during I was giving like a hitting talk and stuff. I said, trying to get guys to be prepared by the time they get to college and stuff like that. Because if you don't play your freshman or sophomore year, you really play 2 years of college baseball. You play 4. So I think that's what everybody shoots for. So I would do the same thing. Like, I wouldn't change anything. Obviously, I was that guy. We were, and I just think I wouldn't change it for a thing. Knowing you guys, like, I'd rather pay money to play every day. You're going to be in lineup. You can compete against those guys and, have fun. That's the competitiveness. I just like, even being done playing, like, obviously Cooper, you still get it some, and the coaching side, you still get a little bit, but like, just the competitiveness of playing cannot beat anything. Like, just going out there that day, you're playing, putting on the cleats, the uniform, and just like you're going to battle. Like, when you step in that box or on the mount, it's one-on-one. Really, at the end of the day, can't beat that. It was a lot of fun.
I agree.
So then, kind of wrapping stuff up here. Obviously, Bible verse at the end here. So we got Jeremiah 29:11. This one was a big one for me when I was kind of going through my heart stuff and those surgeries and stuff like that. So I absolutely love this one. And it is, for I know the plans I have for you, declares the Lord, plans to prosper you and not to harm you, plans to give you hope and a future. So
I mean, if it means that much to you, how about you tell me what it means?
Yeah.
Yes, I was hoping you'd say that. I don't want to be selfish. So this one was obviously a huge one for me. Obviously, I got big into my faith when I was playing and going through my, heart things with the heart condition and surgery and stuff like that. And for me, I was just kind of lost because I already went through it one time, then going through it a second time, having a second surgery, and trying to play. And you're obviously trying to live like your best life. Like I was playing Division I baseball and playing pretty decent, okay. Um, enjoying time with you guys and family coming up to watch me playing stuff. I absolutely loved it. So, and I kind of got lost in it because I wanted to enjoy it, but I was waking up and not having joy. And it was tough, like doing the thing that I love to do every single day. It sucked because I was getting out of breath and, kind of feeling lightheaded and tired and fatigued and stuff like that. And so I was like lost because, the baseball, like that was my plan. Like I was going to show up every day and play and work out, lift. And so when that kind of got interrupted, I was, like I said, lost. So kind of finding this verse, I actually went to the back of the Bible once and I was looking at things where it talked about anxious or going through something. And I, came across it. And so it just gave me like this foundation of knowing that like God has a plan for you and he knows what that plan is, even though you don't know what it is right now. And like looking back now, like I wouldn't trade it for anything. Like it made me, it like carved me, it like built this faith into me that I wouldn't trade for anything. But just know he had the plan for me. And sometimes it can suck, obviously not knowing. But then the plans are to prosper you and not to harm you, right? Even though we think we're going through something and it can hurt, or someone there's a lot of other things, won't go into like a full sermon about it, but it's like it's not to hurt you. So even though it sucks right now, one door closes, like another one will open, and then it's plans to give you like hope in the future. Like sometimes I couldn't see the future, like I didn't have hope because like I just thought like this hard thing was like gonna control like me the rest of my life. And it was like, no, like finding the relationship with God and having the relationship with him and knowing that like you're going to follow his will and he'll redirect you into something better that is going to prosper you into what like your true like gifts are that he's blessed you with, and you can like obviously flourish that way. And I don't know if we obviously talked about it, but obviously that's how I decided to stop my playing career. I was one more year left, probably going to end up going somewhere out in the Midwest to play, and I got into coaching. And so like, and that was easy for me to understand because I felt like these were the plans that God had for me. And I had already lived a baseball career and stuff like that. And I felt it was so much bigger. Obviously, one thing led to another. And so for me, it's just like, even the things we go through, whether baseball, you can relate it to baseball, bad outing, not the year you thought it was. You walked into a school you thought, wasn't what it was supposed to be, or, maybe you don't quite like the guys around you or something like that. Like that's okay. It's still a part of your plan. Like obviously we all came from different schools. Kramer goes JUCO, then goes to St. John's, then comes to Mount St. Mary's, and likes it some other places, doesn't at the others. And I go Charleston, my freshman year, Division II school, JUCO to Division I. Cooper, you're at UMBC. Like we'd probably say we wouldn't change anything. We learned so much at those, and like so like even though we didn't like it, they didn't hurt us. Like it was God's path to redirect us into something great, which gave us hope and a future, right? Our hope when we got to Mount St. Mary's was like they could be contributors and we'd, be successful, which we did, and we flourished and stuff like that. But we kind of walked through some hard times, obviously, and then you can relate it to the personal life. Someone maybe passing away, or a disease, or a surgery, or a little setback, all those kind of things. So this was just like huge for me. And I remember playing this. I would write Bible verse. You guys saw it when I played on the white tape. This one was one of them, a big one for me. Like, so.
Yeah.
I mean, you said everything. I mean,
everything. Yeah. It's kind of.
Before you went on a long-winded speech there. I'm like, I got nothing. So
perfect.
You hit the nail on the head.
No,
Good.
You did. That was solid.
Which maybe why I put it in there. Who knows?
I mean, Right,
What?
I could see it.
Cooper, this is Tristan's podcast. This isn't our podcast. This is Tristan's podcast. We talked about this beforehand.
Hey,
We talked about
it's not dugout talk, it's Tristan talk.
Yes. Yes. What I need out of you guys is a little bit more next week. I need you guys to send me some thoughts, and I'll respond to Kramer to them.
Hey, can we just
Kramer
let
actually did, so.
let me clear the air. Let me clear the air here.
He
So,
did send me a text,
Tristan, we have a group chat for this, obviously, and
which Cooper's not
Tristan-
existent in. So this is just between Kramer and
I
I.
haven't been there yet. I will be. I just haven't responded.
so
Guys, he's been in the Arizona Fall League. If you didn't know, he's a professional baseball player.
So anyway, so Tristan asked, what should we talk about? And I give him some ideas. And he didn't respond. And then like a couple days go by, he sends what we're going to talk about. And none of what I said was in there. So I was like, okay, so this is the Tristan, this is Tristan.
It's a Tristan talk.
Yeah, so we
Oh,
cleared
that's
the air
amazing.
now, but I was like, what the heck, dude? Like, what are we doing?
I apologize. I was being selfish.
That was
So
great.
next week we're gonna regroup on our end, and
It's going to be the full dugout talk next week.
Yeah,
Full
the
thing.
first three here have been Tristan talk. So
well, this one though has gone way longer. Obviously, we're at like 56 minutes or something like that. So this is the longest one so far. So
Yeah, we had a lot to talk about, that's for sure.
we did great. I still need.
Yeah.
I still want more energy. I'm gonna find a way to get more of that. I just watched like.
dude, what? We're just being
What?
ourselves. Like what?
We are. This
I think
has
he
been-
wants us to be like hop up in the middle of it and start doing jumping
No,
jacks and like
no,
you know,
no.
like Coach Ty used to do for us. Like
Am I? Yeah, like
get
am I
it,
supposed
get
to
it,
just be
10
a
jumping
fake-
jacks right now.
Am I
It's
supposed to be
6
like a-
a.m. in the morning, and you're just like, no, I don't want to do this. I don't want to do this right now.
What was the barbell complex?
Oh,
Yeah.
I
barbell
that
comp.
sucked.
Yeah.
don't think
All
they
that
do
stuff.
that anymore. But
Thank the Lord.
We're
But
not
am I
saying
supposed to
anything
be like
bad.
this fake person? Like this is who I am. You know who I am. Like you guys. both know
No, that's
who I
why
am.
Cooper's great. Kramer's great because he just even
I'm
kill
the
with
same
us.
guy. I don't change.
You could find if you found Cooper and I in a club, you would probably find us on the dance floor, getting after it, and we would look over at Kramer, and he would just have a drink in his hand, sitting back and relaxing.
Kramer's the one that he will watch you and support you from afar, and that's all you need. That's all you need out of a friend.
I'm always
He's
Yeah.
there. He's
The
always
guy-
there.
Do you guys know the guy at Kentucky that played pro ball? He's like making videos now and stuff like that.
Oh yeah.
And he did one, the player that like shows no emotion or something like that. Now Kramer did show emotion, but like on the outside, it's like the guy it's like guy making like an unbelievable play, and they're like, "Yeah, great play" and stuff like that, and then he's just like. But
Yeah.
Kramer would hit like a game tying double or something like that. Like, let's go. You look at Kramer, he's like, it's like, and you're just like,
I still like when stuff happens like in practice or whatever, like something bad happens and like I look over at head coach, like he's like kind of like I can tell he's kind of like flipping out. I'm just like chilling there. I'm like, it happens. Like it is.
Which-
you just get in baseball. Like I always got taught. You just always be like this all the time.
you have
If
been.
you guys want to be like anybody in baseball, be like Kramer, as even keel as possible.
Never get too high. Never get too low.
No.
The same thing for life, baby. Never get too
Yeah.
high,
Yep,
don't
same
get too
thing
low.
for life. All right, everybody, like, comment, subscribe to Dugout Talk. You can come back and see us